Hey guys, it's Liv. Welcome back to my channel, and in this video, if you can't really tell, I will be doing a bit of a study with me. I had a Monday off from school because it was the upper year exams, so I decided to get as much work done as I could, try and catch up and get on top of everything. So yeah, this is what I was doing. At this point in the video, the first thing I did was I was planning out some psychology essays because I knew that we had a test coming up and I knew there was going to be an essay in it. So here I was just planning out different essays for all these subjects we had gone through in psychology so far. We'd only done like about 3/4 of memory by this point, so that's what I was doing the essays on. I think in this particular part here I was working on retrieval failure. Even though I know this is definitely not going to be the essay that we get, I thought it'd be best just to plan out all the essays that we need to just for future use, so that I'm not just doing them all in a rush when it gets to the time I need to. So the next thing I am moving on to here is doing some like big flashcards for Unit 2 of Health, as I had an exam on this the week that was coming. I did quite well, so obviously worked. Basically in class I'd used the specification and the bullet points and specification, and basically wrote the bullet point out, which was the bit that's highlighted in green, and underneath wrote details about that particular point. So what I was doing is on one side of the big flashcard I was writing like the bullet point name, and then on the other side I was writing all the details out, so I could test myself without the answers being directly in front of me like they were in the notes. This was something I started in class, the last class we did, but I decided to carry on with it at home so that I could use them, and yeah. So I finished these flashcards and moved on to using Quizlet, which the previous day I typed all my health flashcards up on, my actual flashcards, not the big green ones. I typed them all up the previous day, and here I was just testing myself because, like I said, I had a test. I was also watching Iron Man, if you can't tell, which to be honest you really can't, because I'm literally showing like a quarter of the screen, because I recently started a rewatch of all the Marvel films in preparation for the new Spider-Man, because I cannot wait for it to come out. So carrying on with health, I decided to do some of my coursework that was due in. So I think this was past 3. So if you don't know, the Cambridge Technical Health, the exam board that I'm on, for each section of coursework, this is unit 1 of the whole course. For each section of coursework, there is different sections, so it's Pass 1, Merit 1, Distinction 1, and here I was working on Pass 3, as that was the piece we were currently working in class, and it was due in, I think, the next week. So yeah, that's what I was doing here. I made a little plan at the bottom, as you can see, the 3 things we need to talk about, and then I was just typing out the paragraph. I was struggling a bit because I was making a lot of mistakes, as you can probably tell by I keep going back, but in the end I got there and finished the coursework that day. I did a lot of health today because I don't even know why. I think I was just a bit behind. started to cross some things off my to-do list. Here I have my weekly and daily to-do list thing. I also have my big to-do list, which you're about to see in a minute, which I put every single thing I need to get done on. Then each week I prioritise and put on the weekly part, and then I prioritise per day what I want to get done. I know it seems like a bit much, but it helps me organise and it works for me. So yeah, that's my technique. And then here I was also rewriting my to-do list because it was getting very difficult to understand. I was writing it in colour coordinated for each unit. It is the next day and I'm finishing this voiceover because I didn't have time to yesterday. So here I am moving on to, so I got my health studies folder out and I was getting out a question sheet that I got from college, and I was just going to work through some of these questions because they were going to help me with like answering the questions in my test. I didn't end up liking this worksheet because it wasn't very similar to what we get in the tests, so I was regretting doing it because it was a bit of a waste of time, but it helps in the end because I had to remember the definitions and stuff, which is good revision. And yeah, you always need to remember definitions, so it was probably helpful, but when I was doing it I didn't think it would be, so I didn't really enjoy doing this worksheet. So next I got my school folder for psychology out, went through these like little textbook things we get given at the start of each unit, and got out the sheet on eyewitness testimony, which is the unit we've just done, and using this sheet and the notes on here, what I've highlighted and what I wrote down, I was just making revision notes on this section of memory, as I've been doing the revision notes as I went along so I wouldn't get stumped when the test came and I had to do it all at once. So I got about this far, took a break, went down to my nan for some tea, and then I came home and finished the work, but I didn't record it because the video was already very long. But that is the end of this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and let me know if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you next time.